But when it comes to life and how to deal with life, how to deal with people, how to deal with situations, that has to come from the father. And though that dynamic is something that we've lost, mothers are still nurturing
Yeah, yeah.
kids. In fact, mothers, I think now, I feel like mothers are over nurturing kids.
In what
Where,
sense, bro? Like, give me an example of that.
I mean, in the sense that I think now mothers are going overly maternal with the
Okay.
kids. So, like, for example, when we were kids, at the age of 10, 11, you were able to cook your own food, you were able to make your own
Yeah,
bed,
yeah,
do your own clothes. But now, I mean, there's kids that are in their 20s, mid 20s, can't make a cup of tea
yeah,
because mom will be like, no, 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 you leave it. My little
yeah, yeah,
prince,
yeah,
I'll
yeah,
do it.
yeah, yeah,
So the boys are getting mothered far later into
yeah.
life now than we were when we were kids. Your mom did it for you until you were able to stand and hold the cup yourself. As soon as you
Yeah.
were able to do that, your hands ain't broken. Do it yourself. You always, you used to get
Bro,
that.
can I ask you something about that? Why do you think mothers nowadays do that? What do you think is the psychology behind that?
I, I have no. I mean, to be honest, I've got my own theories.
Okay.
I think one of the things is the fathers don't give the attention to the mothers anymore. So the
Ah,
only man in the woman in her life is her son,
okay. Okay.
and she knows. Okay, I don't have a good relationship with my husband, so I need to keep my sons as sweet as possible because they're going to be my backbone moving forward.
Okay. I understand.
They're going to be the ones that are going to keep me
Yeah, yeah.
in the long term. They're the ones that are going to, look after me in my old age. They're the ones that are going to defend me if I ever have a falling out with their father.
Yeah,
So I think, I think they don't really understand the concept of tough love
yeah,
anymore.
yeah, 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 got you.
Whereas our elders did, like in the time of the Prophet, peace be upon him, when a child was born, after his initial few months or a couple of years, he was given away to the tribes
Yeah,
in the mountains to live there in the harsh environment, so they can become harsh. They could learn, trade. They could learn how
yeah,
to look
yeah,
after livestock. They can learn how to farm. They can learn how to hunt. And they can learn those skills. And this wasn't this. I mean, by no means must have that been an easy thing for the mothers to do, but it was something they do, knowing that later on in life, these are skills he has to have for him to
yeah,
survive. And it's something I can't teach him here in the cities, in the built-up areas. He's going to have to go out there and learn those skills. So mothers made those sacrifices then, but I think
yeah,
nowadays they don't, and they just feel like, oh, I'm going to look after him for as long as I can, and then once I stop looking after him, his wife will take over. But women aren't looking to adopt a
yeah, yeah.
husband,
Yes.
because a woman's been in the same situation. She was raised by a
Yeah,
father who gave her the princess treatment for 25, 30 years. She's not looking to go from a princess to being a, part-time
yeah,
maid
yeah,
and a mother to her husband. She wants to carry on becoming that princess. In fact, she wants to graduate to a queen. Now, if she's trying to be a queen, at the same time the man's been princess his whole life and
yeah,
he's looking to be looked after, you've got two people that are just looking for the other to look after
yeah,
them.
yeah. I get that, bro.
So the man's looking for the woman to look after him, the woman's looking for the man to look after
Yeah,
her. All of a sudden, there's two people that are sat there unfulfilled because they've only ever learned to take, nobody's ever
yeah,
learned
yeah.
to give.
So the man's not actually stepped up.
Uh,